Hello, curious minds. Have you ever faced that feeling where at one time or the other in your lifetime you felt that you're not competent enough for the research or PhD that you're doing? Well, you aren't alone. It was the fourth year of my PhD where I was staying up late at night, buried under a pile of research papers. And I was doubting myself every single word I was putting into my thesis. That nagging in my head was constantly there and wasn't even quitting. And it kept on asking me that if I really belong in academia, or it was the feeling that was infecting my confidence and casting a self-doubt on every milestone that I had achieved. While this term is often known as imposter syndrome, some people usually tend to say that it's just in your head, but it's a complex neural pathways that is causing this internal battle. Now, the studies suggest that the prefrontal part of the brain, when in active states, start causing this overactivity of overthinking, self-doubt, and negativity. On the other hand, the ventromedial prefrontal part of the cortex, which is usually associated with the confidence, gets quieter. So there is some sort of a tug of war happening, or this is a relationship of inversely proportional, that if one gets active, the other one is inactive, or what if one increases, the other one decreases. The neuroimaging studies have suggested that there are different regions in the brain which have different cognitive function achievements. So any imbalance in our brain or some sort of tug of war happening makes us not to recognize our accomplishments. And therefore, here are 5 tips that I'm going to share that made me get through my PhD and get through this imposter syndrome. Number 1, no need to be people's pleaser, please. Just set some realistic goals that can be achievable by planning a week ahead so that it doesn't overwhelm. Number 2, it's always good to celebrate your small wins as well. Go with your colleagues or your PhD fellow mates who are all in the same boat, and then you don't feel that you're the only one suffering from this syndrome.
Just dump it in the ocean.
You know, we're all in the same boat here.
Number 3, practice meditation or vipassana, a very ancient Indian practice which helps you to get the mindfulness. And at some point, you realize that everything passes, good or bad. So that makes you grounded and makes you feel more comfortable in the real situation. If you'd like me to speak about my vipassana journey, share down in the comment section below and I'll share with you in my next video. Number 4, experiments or the hypothesis doesn't work the way we want to. So any failure can cause you paralysis, but don't get into that trap. Feel free to make mistakes. It's just gonna happen again.
Sorry, we thought you were inside.
Last but not the least, number 5, some physical activity is really important as it increases certain amount of dopamine in our brain. So it's quite essential for you to get into some gym, yoga class. If you like dancing, go for that. Even if you don't want to do anything, just go for a stroll because it really helps. Research itself is a long and tedious journey, so please be kind to yourself and show some self-compassion for yourself and treat yourself from time to time. And if you're still struggling with some of this syndrome, then speak to someone and get some guidance because it does miracles. Until then, stay curious and stay inspired.